Hello everyone, my name is Cheyenne. I'm here to discuss Unit CHCPOL003, Research and Apply Evidence to Practice. This is session one of two. So this unit is all about understanding how to use evidence-based research to inform and improve your professional practice. Whether you're working in community services, healthcare, education, or any other sector, evidence-based practice is the foundation for delivering quality services and achieving positive outcomes. Now, in a professional field, decisions should be made based on guesswork or outdated methods. Evidence-based practice ensures that our actions are grounded in reliable research, current data, and best practices. This approach not only enhances the quality of services, but also builds trust with clients, colleagues, and stakeholders. Now, some of the learning objectives during the 2 weeks will be to identify reliable sources of evidence and research in your field, evaluate the credibility and relevance of this evidence, and also applying research findings to enhance your day-to-day practice, and also continuously reflecting and improving your professional approach by using evidence-based strategies. Before we start, I just want to recognize the traditional owners of the land. So in the spirit of reconciliation, Hattah Institute of Education acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connection to land, sea, and community. We recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the first inhabitants of the nation and the traditional custodians of the land on which we work, live, and study. We express our gratitude for the sharing of this land, our sorrow for the personal, spiritual, and cultural cost of that sharing, and hope that we may move forward together in harmony and in the spirit of healing. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past, present, and emerging. All right, so now let's take a look at the importance of research in um, uh, professional practice. So here it outlines 4 key reasons why research is vital to what we do. So firstly, effective and efficient services. So research allows us to design and deliver services that are not only effective in achieving their goals, but also efficient in utilizing resources. By basing our practices on well-researched methods, we can ensure we're using time, money, and effort wisely to create the greatest impact. Next is foundation for evidence-based practice. So evidence-based practice depends on reliable research. It provides the foundation for making informed decisions, addressing clients' needs, and implementing strategies that have been proven to work. This approach reduces guesswork and enhances the quality of outcome. Then we have to gather and identify credible sources of information. So the research equips us with the ability to find and evaluate credible sources of information. Not all data is created equal, and distinguishing between high quality, peer-reviewed studies and less reliable information is a crucial skill for any professional. Finally, finally evaluating the current trends. So research helps us stay informed about current trends and emerging developments in our field. By keeping up with the latest findings, we can adapt our practice to meet changing needs and remain relevant in a dynamic professional environment. Here it highlights specific scenarios where research becomes critically important in practice. So when a client has an illness or disease they have limited knowledge about. So research equips us with the information we need to educate clients about their condition. It helps us provide accurate advice and support, empowering clients to make informed decisions about their health or circumstance. Another reason why it's important is when new research is published about new treatment. So this The field of care and support is constantly evolving, so staying updated on new treatments ensures we can offer the most current and effective solutions to clients, aligning our practice with the latest evidence. Also, new thoughts and ways of implementing therapies. Innovation is key to progress. Research allows us to explore new methods and approaches to therapy, ensuring that they are not stuck in outdated practices, but are continually improving outcomes for those we work with. So when new therapies have been developed as well, it's important to understand and assess the benefits of new therapies as they emerge. Research ensures we are equipped with the knowledge to integrate uh, these new developments into our practice effectively and safely. Research is a powerful tool for comparing the effectiveness of different approaches. So by evaluating the benefits of drawbacks or various programs or techniques, we can choose the best possible option tailored to each client. In this slide, it provides a clear breakdown of why research is essential in professional practice, highlighting four key areas, as you can see. So research helps us evaluate and compare different methods, approaches, techniques, or strategies. By understanding what works best in various contexts, we can make informed decisions and enhance effectiveness and efficiency. Hypotheses form the foundation of research. By testing ideas and assumptions through rigorous investigation, we can validate or refine our understanding, ensuring our practice are based on solid evidence. The world around us is constantly changing, so as so are professional practices. The research allows us to stay up to date with the emerging trends, ensuring our work aligns with current best practice and meets the evolving needs of clients or stakeholders. Finally, research is about expanding our knowledge. It enables us to explore new areas, uncover fresh insights, and continually grow as professionals. This ongoing learning process is crucial for innovation and improvement in any field. So guys, for each presentations, there are a few video links um, as well that we highly recommend that you guys watch. Unfortunately, we can't play them in our recorder sessions uh, for for reasons that you guys will be familiar with. Um, but again, the links of these videos will be sent out to you guys weekly. I highly recommend that you guys make some time to watch them, as it will give you further understanding of the topic and your understanding of the particular unit. So here it emphasizes the role of evidence in supporting two critical areas of practice: rehabilitation and peer support. So evidence plays a key role in rehabilitation, particularly when we're working with clients to enhance effective outcomes. For example, it involves seeking out reliable information on best practice and strategies to work effectively with individuals undergoing rehabilitation. This process ensures that our interventions are grounded in proven methodologies, helping clients achieve their goals and improve their quality of life. Peer support programs are another area where evidence is essential. For instance, when designing group support programs for anxiety disorder, research helps determine which approaches are most effective. An example could include exploring whether incorporating a therapy dog into the program might enhance its effectiveness. This type of evidence-based innovation can lead to more meaningful and impactful peer support experiences for clients. Now let's focus on the types and purposes of evidence in professional practice, highlighting four key points. So filtered evidence refers to secondary evidence, which has already been reviewed and analyzed. Examples include systematic review, meta-analysis, and guidelines. This type of evidence is highly reliable and often serves as a foundation for decision making, as it consolidates findings from multiple primary studies. Unfiltered evidence is a primary evidence that comes directly from original research, such as clinical trials, case studies, or observational studies. While it's valuable for exploring new information, it requires critical analysis to assess its valid nature and if it's applicable as well to practice. Evidence supports continuous improvement by helping professionals review and enhance systems and processes. By regularly evaluating the effectiveness of practice and incorporating new findings, we ensure our work evolves and remains aligned with best practice. Ultimately, the goal of evidence-based practice is to implement the most effective treatment or interventions. By relying on robust evidence, we can ensure that clients receive high-quality care tailored to the specific needs and circumstances. Here it presents a Venn diagram illustrating the interconnected roles of evidence in professional practice. So let's break it down into the three key elements. As professionals, we have the responsibility to act in the best interest of our clients. Evidence supports the duty by providing the knowledge and tools needed to make informed decisions. By grounding our practice in reliable research, we uphold our ethical obligation to deliver the highest standard of care. Evidence-based practice helps identify potential risks and mitigate harm associated with service delivery. For instance, research can highlight ineffective or harmful methods, ensuring that only safe, proven strategies are used in programs and interventions. Evidence strengthens a practitioner's ability to deliver high quality, effective care, ensures that decisions are guided by the latest research and best practices, enabling practitioners to tailor their approach to individual client needs. At the center of the diagram, we see the overlapping of these three elements, which represents the ideal outcome. Evidence-based practice not only fulfills our duty of care, but also minimizes risks and maximizes the quality of care that we provide. Here, I want to highlight the importance of cultural and ethical considerations in research and practice. So, when conducting research or implementing programs, it is important to refer to established guidelines. These guidelines provide a framework to ensure that our work is ethical, respectful, and culturally appropriate. They help us navigate complex situations while maintaining professionalism and sensitivity. Specific guidelines like the 2018 Guidelines for Researchers and Stakeholders emphasize ethical practices when engaging with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. These guidelines ensure that research respects cultural values, involves genuine consultation, and prioritizes the well-being and rights of these communities. This is a critical step in fostering trust, inclusive environments, and equity in research. A core aspect of cultural and ethical consideration is to also enhance and protect the rights of clients. This involves recognizing the autonomy, ensuring informed consent, respecting their cultural identity, and safeguarding their dignity throughout the process. By doing this, we build trust and create a client-centered approach to care and research. Now, let's talk about the specific groups of individuals who require special attention when considering cultural and ethical consideration, research, and practice. These groups are often more vulnerable and may require additional safeguards to ensure their rights and dignity is upheld. When working with children or young people, it's important to prioritize their safety and well-being. They may not fully understand the implications of participation in research or services, so obtaining informed consent and ensuring age-appropriate communication is very important. Um, People with cognitive impairment, so this includes individuals with intellectual disability or mental health illnesses. They may face challenges in understanding or processing information, which make ethical considerations such as informed consent, clear communication, and respect for autonomy even more critical. Researchers and practitioners must ensure that these individuals are treated with dignity and not exploited. Finally, people in dependent and unequal relationship. Now, this group includes individuals who may feel obligated to participate due to power imbalances, such as clients and their carers or patients and healthcare providers. Ensuring that participation is voluntary without coercion or undue influence is a key ethical consideration in these cases. Let's focus on the importance of evaluating current trends in research and practice. Now let's break that down into the key points. The first one is, what were the result of the study? So when evaluating trends, the first step is to examine the outcome of study or research. Understanding the result helps you identify what the study discovered and its implications for practice. Next, how valid are the results? It is important to assess the valid state or the findings. Were the methods robust? Was the sample size sufficient? Are the conclusions supported by the data? This ensures that the trends you consider are based on credible and reliable evidence. Then, the next question is, will the result be helpful in caring for other clients? Not all findings are universally applicable. Consider whether the results are relevant to your client or context. Can the insight gained from the research be adapted to improve outcomes for the people you support? Finally, trends in practice. So current trends in the field can provide valuable insight into what's gaining popularity or becoming less common. For example, pet therapy is seen an increase in popularity due to its effectiveness in reducing stress and improving emotional well-being. On the other hand, sorry, also other therapies include art therapy, maybe falling out of favor in some contexts. So being aware of these shifts helps practitioners stay relevant and adopt methods that resonate with the client. Let's highlight the importance of evaluating trends in practice and service to ensure they remain relevant and effective. Now, first point there is number of people accessing services. Now, we need to be able to monitor the number of individuals accessing services, which will help us understand demand. Analyzing this data can reveal whether certain services are becoming more or less popular and whether resources are being allocated effectively. Then we've got to consider the types of services people are accessing. So identifying the types of services being utilized helps us determine what clients find most valuable. This information can guide decision making to prioritize services that have the most impact and adapt to changing client needs. Next, prevalence trends. So tracking the prevalence of specific issues such as mental health conditions or substance use allows us to identify emerging patterns. This information is vital for designing programs and interventions that address the most pressing needs in the community. Finally, practice trends. So new approaches to addressing client needs. So this is about trends that are often involve innovative methods for meeting client needs and also concepts and shifts in thinking. So this is about changes in societal attitudes or professional paradigms can also influence how services are delivered. Evaluating current trends. So let's speak about how some current trends in service delivery and support which reflecting which reflect evolving practices aimed at better meeting client needs. Now let's go over the key points on the screen. The first one there is the key worker model. Now this model focuses on assigning a single key worker to families of children with special needs. The key worker acts as the primary point of contact, coordinating services and ensuring that families don't have to navigate multiple systems on their own. This trend reduces stress for families and provides a more streamlined approach to care. Next, can child notes. So building on the key worker model, CanChild emphasizes the importance of having one worker serve as the main contact for families. This approach fosters continuity, trust, and effective communication, ensuring that families feel supported and that services are delivered in a safe manner. Finally, recovery-oriented approaches. So recovery-oriented practices prioritize hope, self-determination, empowerment for individuals. These approaches focus on helping people regain control of their lives and make meaningful progress, whether in managing disability, recovering from mental health challenges, or addressing other personal goals. Now, I want to introduce two key research methodologies. We have quantitative studies and qualitative studies. Each serve a different purpose and involves distinct approaches. Now let's explore some of the differences. Now, when we speak about quantitative studies, these studies are focused on numerical data and follow a scientific methodology. They aim to determine patterns, relationships, or generalizations based on measurable evidence. A critical component is determining an appropriate sample size to ensure the results are statistically valid and represented. For example, a quantitative study might involve a survey of 500 to understand trends in a mental health service usage. Let's talk about qualitative studies. So these studies emphasize understanding human experiences and perspectives. They involve investigating life experiences, anecdotes, narratives, and drawing conclusions based on these insights. The focus on depth rather than the number of studies, capturing the richness and complexity, the complex nature of individual experiences. For example, qualitative study might involve in-depth interviews with small groups of clients to explore how they perceive the effectiveness of therapy. Um, Now let's provide I want to provide some examples of research objectives commonly addressed in quantitative studies, which rely on measurable data to generate insight. The first one there is longitudinal studies of cohort of clients. So this involves tracking the same group of individuals over a period of time. These studies are valuable for identifying trends, changes, or outcomes with a specific population, such as the effectiveness of therapy programs over 5 years. Next is mortality rates. So this refers to the measurement of death rates within a specific population. Morbidity rates. This measures the frequency of disease or health conditions within a population. These rates are very important for evaluating the burden of illness and the effectiveness of preventive measures or treatments. Next is recovery rates. So these are recovery rates track the proportion of individuals who improve or recover from specific conditions. Finally, surveys using Likert scale. So the Likert scale is a popular method for measuring attitudes, opinions, or perceptions. For instance, clients may rate their satisfactions with service on a scale from 1 to 5, providing data that can be analyzed to identify trends or areas for improvement. I want to outline the objectives and methods commonly used in qualitative studies, which focus on exploring experiences, perspectives, and insights in depth. The first one there is client surveys. So while often associated with quantitative methods, client surveys in qualitative studies are open-ended and allow participants to express their thoughts and feelings in detail. These surveys help gather rich insights about client satisfaction, needs, or experiences with the service. Next is observations of clinical staff. So observing clinical staff in action, providing qualitative data about how services are delivered, interactions with clients, and potential areas for improvement. Gathering of client experiences. This involves collecting narratives, anecdotes, or detailed accounts from the client about the experience with programs or services. Finally, practitioners drawing conclusions. So practitioners often synthesize qualitative data, combining their observations and the information gathered from clients to draw meaningful conclusion. This process allows for interpreting trends, patterns, and individual experiences to inform the future practices. Now let's talk a little bit about the concept of gathering information, which is a critical step in research and evidence-based practice. The process of gathering information lays the foundation for for informed decision making, ensuring that our practices are grounded in accurate and reliable data. Now let's break that down. So the first thing is worth noting is the importance of reliable sources. So while tools like Google provide quick access to wealth of information, not all sources are equally credible. Next, identifying key information. So focus on gathering information that is directly relevant to your research objectives or practice needs. Then use multiple sources. So to avoid bias and get a well-rounded understanding, it's important to use multiple sources of information. Finally, critically analyze analysis of the information. So gathering information isn't just about collecting data. It's about analyzing and interpreting it to extract meaningful insights. Now, let's talk about the importance of selecting high quality sources of information for research and practices. First, it's got to be unbiased. So the source should be present information objectively without the favoritism of or hidden agendas. You have to avoid sources that reflect personal opinions or are heavily influenced by commercial interests as they may distort the facts. Also, you've got to look at authored by people with relevant credentials. So this is about ensuring that the author of the information are experts in the field. It has to be current, so information should be up to date to ensure relevance and accuracy. Next, it's got to be in-depth and comprehensive. So high-quality sources cover topics thoroughly, providing detailed explanation, supporting evidence and multiple perspectives. Finally, it has to be accurate. So this information must be factual, correct, and supported by credible evidence or references. Let's outline 5 critical factors to evaluate when selecting sources of information. These factors ensure that the information we rely on is credible and relevant. Now let's go through them now. So the first one there is currency. So this refers to how up-to-date the information is. It ensures that the source reflects current research or developments, especially in fields where knowledge evolves rapidly, such as healthcare or technology. Next is relevance. Ask yourself, is the information relevant to my research or practice? Then authority. Consider who authored or published the information. Look for sources created by experts or reputable organizations with credentials and authority in the subject matter. Next, accuracy. The information should be reliable, fact-checked, and supported by evidence. Finally, purpose. Understand why the information was created. Is it intended to inform, educate, persuade, or sell something? And also be cautious of bias or promotional context or content that may compromise objectivity. Some key methods and purposes for gathering information effectively are on the screen. Let's go through them. So the first one there is meta-analysis. So meta-analysis involves reviewing and analyzing data from multiple valid studies using statistical methodologies. Also, you have to justify rationale behind a practice. So this is about gathering information, which is essential to justify why a particular practice or approach is being used. Next, keep abreast of current practices. So this is about staying informed about current practices, ensures that you are aligned with the latest development in your field. Finally, new emerging techniques. Research is key to identifying and understanding emerging techniques or innovations. Keeping an eye on these developments can help professionals integrate cutting-edge solutions into the practice, improving efficiency and outcomes. All right, gathering information. So on your screen is an outline of reliable sources of information that can be utilized for research and evidence-based practice. Let's go through them now, each category now. So the first one is academic databases. Academic databases like ProQuest, PubMed provides access to peer-reviewed journal articles, research studies, and scholarly publications. These sources are essential for finding a high-quality evidence based information that has been rigorously reviewed by experts. Next, research organizations. So organizations dedicated to research, such as the CSIRO or the World Health Organization, produces detailed studies and reports on a wide range of topics. Next, peak body websites. So peak body websites such as professional associations or councils represent in industries or professionals and often publish guidelines, best practices, and researches. And then we have conference paper databases. So these papers offer access to cutting edge research and developments before they are formally published in journals. Finally, government websites. These websites, such as the Australian Bureau of Statistics or Health Department portals, provide authoritative and up-to-date data, policies, and guidelines. These sources are especially valuable for accessing demographic areas, their data, the regulations, and official reports. Let's talk about some strategies to optimize the process of gathering information effectively and efficiently. So firstly, use of synonyms and alternative words. So when searching for information using synonyms or related terms can expand the scope of your search and help you find additional resources. For example, if you're researching mental health, try related terms like psychological well-being or emotional health. Next, defining the scope of your search. So clearly define what you're looking for before starting your search. Decide on the time frame, the type of information, and the subject area. Then you have to document your searches. So keep track of where you searched, what terms you used, and the results you found. You have to be specific as possible. So the more specific your search terms, the more precise your results will be, the more likely you'll find the information you're looking for. Be aware of search terms. So use Boolean operators like and, or, and not to refine your searches. So what I mean by that, so use and, or not. So for example, searching for mental health and adolescence will narrow your result to studies related to both terms, while mental health or emotional health will broaden your search. Gathering information. So here I want to emphasize the potential pitfalls and limitations of certain sources of information which may compromise the quality and reliability of research. Firstly, open source. So open source information, while easily accessible, may not always be reliable or credible. Then you also got to consider not peer reviewed. So peer reviewed publications are vetted by experts in the field before being published. Information not interrogated for accuracy. So data or claims that haven't been thoroughly analyzed or cross-checked can lead to misleading conclusions. Finally, not current. So information that is outdated may no longer be relevant or applicable, especially in fast evolving fields like healthcare and technology. So relying on old data can result in ineffective or inappropriate decisions. Let's focus on strategies for effectively organizing the information you gather during research. Proper organization ensures that the data is easily accessible, clear, and actionable. Let's try to break that down into the key points on your screen. So firstly, you've got to consider the findings. So start by carefully analyzing and reflecting on the findings from your research. Then you have to use a basic table to organize information. So a simple table is an effective tool for categorizing and storing information systematically. Next, include relevant information. So avoid overwhelming your organization system with unnecessary details. Finally, structure using key details. For example, author, the year of publication, topic, key points, the strengths or reliability of the source, any limitations or biases associated with the information, and any additional notes. Organizing information. So let's talk a bit about the strategies and tools for organizing information effectively, particularly for future use and collaboration. Firstly, colleagues may want to use information for future. So organizing information isn't just for personal use, it also ensures that colleagues can access, understand, and use the data later on. We have the reference management software, EndNote. So tools like EndNote are invaluable for managing references and citations. Consider organizing, curating, and storing information. So beyond collecting data, it's important to curate and store it in an accessible format. Finally, software provides ready-made templates and record and share information. So many tools, including reference management softwares, offer templates for recording and sharing data. These templates standardize the way information is stored, ensuring consistency and making it easier to share findings with colleagues or stakeholders. All right, so today we explored the key aspects of research and applying evidence to practice under the unit CHCPOL003, session 1. So we spoke about the importance of research, evaluating current trends, understanding evidence. So we spoke about filtered evidence and unfiltered evidence. Then we spoke about cultural and ethical considerations, ethical practices, especially with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, ensuring respect for cultural values. We spoke about research objectives, quantitative studies and qualitative studies. We looked into gathering information and also organizing information. Now, this was session 1 of this unit, and next week we'll complete this unit before we move on. If you've got any questions or any clarification needed in any subject matter, please reach out to SLO or you can reach out to me as well. Like I said, when you get the link after our live session, you'll get the recorded session and live session recordings and all the other links to the videos that will further strengthen your knowledge about the subject matter. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next session.